What's going on, YouTube? This is Mag Dog TV coming back with another one. Mary Kay Cabot, Browns Insider, just gave us more details as far as when we should see Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders himself also was on Twitch last night giving us a hint that a possible start could be coming very soon. We're going to talk about all that in this video.
Every other city I go, from Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I know. My people know it's Mad Dog TV, let's go. To every other city I go. From Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I know. My people know it's Mad Dog TV, let's go. To every other city I go. From Colorado to the Bayou I go. Y'all know the motto, get a info I know. My people know it's Mad Dog TV, let's go.
So once again, as I said before, we have more updates. Mary Kay Cabot just gave us more insight as far as when we could possibly see Shedeur Sanders. Now, I know most of you that clicked on this video really can care less about Mary Kay, so I'm going to put Shedeur Sanders' Twitch video ahead of Mary Kay, and then I'm going to give you guys what Mary Kay said along with my thoughts at the end of this video. But Shedeur Sanders definitely have hinted that he could possibly play because he won't be going to homecoming for the Colorado Buffs to support his father, primetime Deshaun Sanders. I'm gonna play these video clips and let you guys see it, and then I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts after.
My name is.
I wish I could though, but it just can't happen. I got treatment on him. I got treatment on here. I can't be I gotta get ready. Big ready.
Mary Kay, I am nervous right now.
What are you nervous about, Ken?
Because I hear your contemporary, Ashley Bestock, and she was with Afternoon Drive, and they are bandying about a possible idea of Deshaun Watson playing before Shedeur Sanders. I find it to be ludicrous, Mary Kay.
Oh, I really don't think that would be the case.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, no, I don't think that would be the case. The thing that has to happen with Deshaun Watson, first of all, he has to be cleared medically, which that could happen after the bye week. He's going to undergo some tests after the bye week, or maybe he's even undergoing those tests right now during the bye week. And if he passes those tests, then the next step would be to open his practice window. And that could happen. It's a 21-day practice window, and that could happen right after the bye week, I would think. 1 or 2 weeks after the bye week, they could open up that window and see how he's doing and see if he's ready to go. And then if he is ready to go during that 21 days, then at that point, they can activate him. But I wouldn't say that he's in line to play before Shedeur. I wouldn't say that. I don't think that's necessarily in the cards.
Mary Kay, I'm very ready to see Shedeur Sanders. I want to see him against the Jets. I know it's not going to happen. How long do you think that Dillon Gabriel still has before they would consider going to Shedeur Sanders?
Well, I know that they want to give him a good long time to see what he can do, to come up that learning curve, and it's a twofold process here. It's not just what Dillon can or can't do, but it's how ready is Shedeur. And if Shedeur were ready in 2 or 3 weeks, then I think they would throw him in there. But I think they have to know that he's going to go out there and be able to function, and not just function, but function in this particular offense. An offense that is struggling in so many different ways right now, and you don't want to shatter a rookie quarterback's confidence. So he's got to be able to go out there and protect himself. He can't retreat like he did in college. And this is a point I made in the column that I wrote the other day, and that is, when you've got a quarterback like Drake May, he can absorb 6 sacks in that game and make enough explosive plays, and they can make enough explosive runs to overcome those negative plays. The Browns aren't getting those explosives right now, so you can't put someone out there that is potentially going to get negative plays or a fair amount of negative plays without knowing that you've got something coming on the other end. So that's part of it. They have to know that he is ready to go out there and that everybody else is ready to support him in the way that he's going to need.
Mary Kay, your fans are going to hear about getting up to speed and closing the gap and all this terminology that just has made it seem like Shedeur was just buried before everything got started. So what was it that they loved about him so much that even after taking Dylan Gabriel, they're like, yeah, we can take another quarterback? And why do you think he's working at such a deficit the way that everybody talks about him?
Well, I think Andrew spelled it out very, very clearly in the preseason when he said for Shedeur, he was learning, going from English to Mandarin. He had a lot to learn in terms of how to run a pro offense. He didn't know how to articulate the plays and do all the things that Dylan already knew a lot of that pro-style stuff. Shedeur didn't have to do a lot of that. And so he's had to learn it. And he's learning very quickly. He's got a very, very high football acumen. And he is coming up that learning curve, and I hear great things about what he looks like in practice and how he's doing. But he had a long way to go. He had a long, long way to go to get to the point where he could do all of those pre-snap things. And nobody wants to listen to that. I understand that. Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to listen to it. But you have to be able to go out there and function in that job with everything happening so fast and people coming at you very, very quickly. And he doesn't also necessarily have the mobility or the speed to get himself out of trouble the way some other quarterbacks do. He's not a mobile quarterback. I mean, he can move some, but he's not necessarily someone that you're going to be running called runs with and things like that, and a lot of the keepers and RPOs and things like that. That's just not his game. He's more of a drop back passer, sort of in the mold of, I would think, more of like a Joe Flacco, but not necessarily with that strong of an arm. The thing I've always said about Shedeur, and I will continue to say this, and I see it every single day I'm out there, is his elite accuracy. And when I say that, people say, well, if he's got that. Well, you have to have more than that. I've seen other quarterbacks through time who have elite accuracy, but you have to have everything else. You have to be able to process. You have to be able to move sometimes and do other things. So it's kind of the total package. And he just has to be ready is what the bottom line is.
So you guys just heard Browns insider Mary Kay denying the fact that Deshaun Watson will get his opportunity before Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders stated he has to get ready, big ready. He won't be visiting Colorado's homecoming because he has to get treatment and all of those things. So he even admitted that he's a little bit banged up. How? I don't know. I'm just going by what he says, so it came out of his mouth, and that's where we're going to stand. I'm not buying that Shedeur Sanders had to get ready as far as learning a pro-style offense. This offense is very similar to Pat Shermer's offense for the Colorado Buffs, and on top of that, we also saw the QB tracker all offseason. Shedeur Sanders' numbers was better than every single one of those four quarterbacks at the time: Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel. Dylan Gabriel turned the ball over more, but it didn't matter because they took him in the third round. Shedeur Sanders was never going to get ahead of Dylan Gabriel anyway. You guys can get down in the comments and let me know, how do you guys feel about everything that was stated in this video. Me personally, I just feel like Shedeur Sanders' biggest weakness is him retreating, trying to make something out of nothing instead of just throwing the football away. And a lot of times he get into the second and long, third and longs because he's trying to make the big plays all the time. That has been something that he's been doing all throughout Jackson State, literally 30 minutes from me. I know what Shedeur Sanders can and can't do. The biggest thing is just throw the football away sometimes, get rid of it. But other than that, as far as quarterbacks, Shedeur Sanders was the better quarterback of the entire NFL draft. He is literally top 5 in the National Football League as far as quarterback potential. He's going to go down as being one of the best quarterbacks to ever play this game. Mark my words. Everything that they're doing to Shedeur Sanders is making him a big-time beast because now he have a chip on his shoulder. He was already coming in as a beast anyway, but what they did to him starting from the draft, lying and all that stuff, and what they're doing now, as far as the Cleveland Browns, trust and believe me, they are making Shedeur Sanders something that's going to be more than what he was already going to be in the National Football League. You guys can get down in the comments and let me know, how do you guys feel about everything that's in this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notification bell. That way every time I upload a new video, you guys will see it. Until next time, peace.